Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I'm foraging my way through the beautiful cat city of Kuching. I didn't even look up the road I'm on. I'm like west of the city center, west of this backpacker street where I never stay, in some sort of suburban area with a lot of houses with big gardens. Very well maintained city green here, but in the private area sometimes you have small wild places where you can find interesting stuff. I totally forgot if this is Physalis pruinosa. I think it is Physalis pruinosa. Oh, here, by the way, letup, I think this is letup, a wild passion fruit, but the plant is too young. Nothing to eat here for me. But the Physalis, maybe pruinosa, maybe something else. I forgot everything in the 3 years I haven't been in the tropics. Is ripe for foraging. Look at that. This plant is already dying, and the ground is full with the fruits. Those calyxes, you open them, tasty. They might look like old trash, but actually the calyxes are just dried up, and the little berries inside are still completely fresh. Those are not as tasty as some other Physalis. Maybe they're a little bit old. Nah, the one which is still on the plant is rotten. Yeah, they are good, and they are in big amounts, but I don't like the taste so much. Let's see what else we can find. A random coconut lying here. I don't know how old it is. Usually when you open one of those which have been lying on the ground for too long, it's possible that it will be too brown. More passion flower vines, but no fruits. Let's try this Physalis, which is a little bit younger. Maybe. Yeah. The taste is better. Phew. Let's see what's on the other side of this road. A couple orchards. No, the berry was not bad. I just forgot to swallow. That's why. Yeah. Let's see here. A manioc. Well, most people just know the roots, which are called cassava or manioc, and which are sold worldwide nowadays. But here in Borneo, actually, they also collect the leaves, pound them in a mortar and pestle, and sell them as vegetable. Also, this fern here is an important vegetable. A star fruit tree in this old abandoned garden. Don't even know what this is. Looks like a rambutan tree, the big one. Some yam here on the ground. Same as with the manioc, you can eat the leaves, you can eat the tubers. Both are very dangerous. Manioc can be toxic, and this one has a lot of oxalate crystals. Well, there is something in this direction. There are more fruits in this direction, but I want to go this way. A lot of the greenery, a lot of the weeds I see here in the city. I also see them on the markets, but I'm not very good with the weeds. Don't eat this thing with the whitish spots on the leaves. Your throat will swell for days and it will hurt all the time. Bananas. I wonder if those are planted bananas or weeds. Those look like some banana cultivar, but here in the area bananas are also a big weed, the wild bananas. Oh, this is definitely some banana cultivar. Quite nice. Let's see what we have here. This could be a longan tree over there. Ah, here is some nice food stall. If I don't find enough fruit, I can still buy a lot of tasty Malayan stuff. Oh, look at that. Speaking of Malayan here, this is probably the Malayan dwarf, a small but very prolific coconut tree See, dozens over dozens of nice golden coconuts growing there. Very good coconut variety, and they have several trees in the garden, and I guess at some time they couldn't eat them all, so they're hanging on the tree. What's in this hedge here? A noni, the smelliest fruit in the world. Here are the young fruits. Oh, but I never knew too much about this tropical vegetation, and I forgot what I knew. But this is some ipomea, could be some sweet potatoes, or one of the numerous relatives. Over there, behind this little yellow house, a bilimbi tree, a very sour relative of the star fruit, and behind it seems to be some other rambutan or a closely related thing. Little ornamental patch. Here I'm walking towards the city center. As you can see in front of me, still about 1 kilometer away. That's all ornamental, nothing against ornamentals, but I'm looking for fruits. Couple young mango trees. Here another star fruit. Another noni. Noni is basically a wheat throughout the tropics. Some bananas. No idea what type, since there are no fruit on them. One of the countless gingers. I don't know if this is a wild or a cultivated banana, but this here looks to me very much like the wild monkey fingers banana. Why did they leave it if it's really the monkey fingers banana? They don't really eat monkey fingers banana. And here I was talking about the edible passion fruit, Passiflora foetida. Here it is. Here is the flower, definitely a passion fruit of flower, despite the fact that it looks like a cucurbitaceae. The fruits are also quite unusual for a passion fruit. The calyxes enclose the fruit like a mesh, like a net. Here is the unripe fruit. Here are the fruits once they have been enjoyed by the birds. Those are hollow. And here is a fruit at the perfect stage of ripeness. Tiny wild passion fruit. Tasty. Very tasty. They're just the size of cherries. Actually, those are very ripe. Not so much sourness anymore. Those are mostly sweet. Not bad. But I think, yeah, when they were a little bit more green, they had more sourness. What else have we got here? I used to know what this is, but I forgot the name. I don't think it's really edible. Some sugar cane, a couple meters behind those trash cans. Here we have nice old houses, well, old, maybe 40, 50 years old, but it's a nice one of those villages or kampungs which are still surviving near to the city centers of the big cities, because this place either has not been developed yet or maybe it's even protected in some way. There is a very famous one, Kampung Baru, almost at the city center of Kuala Lumpur, which looks almost like this. This is something similar here in Kuching. As you can see, here are the high rises of the city center, and this little village basically, yeah, joins exactly into the city center. Here's some more coconuts. Well, if you have a couple coconut trees like this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 coconut trees or more. Back then they are young ones. 11 mature coconut trees in this garden. A normal family cannot manage this. Look at that. If I knew the people, I would harvest the coconuts for them and drink half of them. But here they are lying on the ground. This is a good thing. Well, Malaysia is a rich country, especially Sarawak, but in case of famine, if you have so many coconuts on the tree, that's good, you can eat them. You can also eat most of those ones lying on the ground. They might not be the tastiest ones, but they're still edible. You can even eat the sprouted ones where there are little trees coming out. So basically, coconuts are a very good thing, but if you have more than a couple per family, can be a little bit overwhelming. Yeah, pity. I would like to know the people in this house. I would come here every day and drink their coconuts. Beautiful area. I wonder if they have... Oh, there was something pretty loud. Could have been a monitor lizard. Those giant, well, they are not the Komodo dragons. They are the size of a Komodo dragon, but only half as fat. And they live... Komodo dragon is very rare, but those monitor lizards, they are in every big city here in Southeast Asia. A little bit scary seeing a 2-meter long lizard with giant teeth and giant claws, and it's also venomous. Here a bilimbi tree. Here a nice little orchard. Don't even know what all this is. This could be a durian, a mango, a longan or rambutan. Another bilimbi. Here even with the fruits. Bananas, more bilimbi and coconuts. Here the people seem to like the bilimbi. And here are some tiny dwarf bananas. Interesting. Those are all very small. I wonder if they can grow bigger. It's not mango season yet. I've seen very few and very expensive ripe mangoes on the markets, but everybody is selling unripe mangoes already. So in a couple weeks we will be in the mango season. This is probably some, well, this is definitely imported, maybe some Thai mango, which is planted here. The local wild mangoes here, you find them at the markets right now, but of Mangifera indica, find basically almost only unripe fruits. Well, it's good. I'm coming here right at the start of the fruit season, it seems. I was on 2 markets this year already, and yeah, the durian is very expensive. And it's rare. The tarap is very expensive and there's only 1 plant. They are like about 20 to 30 ringgit a piece, and when they're in season, they go for like 5 ringgit a piece. So the season is just starting. That's good. It's much better than the season just ending. Because if you don't catch the fruit season here, you don't have really established fruit seasons. And even the ones which were more or less established during the last decades and centuries, due to climate change, they are changing. So basically sometimes you have to travel hundreds of kilometers to find the fruit season, and here it seems the fruit season is just starting. That's good, that's good. And when I talk to people from the hills, they say no, the fruit season has not started there yet. So good, the fruit season is starting in the lowlands. What else have we got here? Here we have this sage, which they sell in the markets. I've seen this sage also in the Caribbean. It's like a nice tropical sage which you can use as a herb. You can use sage in a lot of different climates, but this is the one you use in the tropics. Bilimbi. People sure like their bilimbi here. It's horribly sour. I think they put it in curries. Here, the little sapote or sapodia, plant from South America. Hanging full of fruits. They are not ripe yet. Could be lucky with the one lying on the ground. No, not ripe yet. But soon they are gonna be ripe. Fruit season is starting. That's great. This could be those giant edible figs over there. This white and low tree. Must be careful. I have no sunscreen, and this is my first sunny day in the tropics. If I get burnt, I might have to stay at home for a long time. Another manioc. Different variety or whatever. The leaves look very different. It's a beautiful place. I guess a lot of the houses might be rotten inside due to the constantly moist tropical climate. Kuching is a very wet city, and if you don't maintain your roof or your windows or your walls, even for a short time, your house starts getting moldy inside. But still wonderful houses here. I like them. Let's see, 14 minutes already. There are the leaves of, I think, terong pipit, of the pea eggplant. Very small eggplants, the size and look of peas. Even taste similar to peas once you prepare them. Well, here is some mosque, so let me not film the guys at the mosque. Maybe they don't like this. Here, those flowers, I think they're quite significant in Buddhism or what. I think in Buddhism. I saw them sold a lot in, I think in Thailand a couple years ago. Well, so since there is a mosque and I see women with scarves around here, this is more or less a Malayan village. Well, here is soursop tree, by the way, without the soursops. Yeah, here people, Malaysia is a very peaceful country. The different nations live very peaceful together, but often the villages are a little bit separated, which is also important when you go to the markets. It's most evident here in Borneo, in Sarawak. You go into a market of a Chinese neighborhood, most of the vegetables and fruits will be imported from China, so they will not be tropical, but you can get quite an international selection. You go to a Malaysian neighborhood and most of the stuff will be the same as in West Malaysia. You go to a Dayak neighborhood and you'll get the rare jungle stuff. Here, a calamansi lime, a hybrid between a citrus and a kumquat, which means the flesh is sour, the rind is sweet, you can eat everything. They also use it as a lime, as a spice for food. You basically get one lime with your food to sour your food, like with the lemon or lime. They also use it for body hygiene. It seems to be good against body odors. What else do we have here in this? Those algae here must be nostoc. They feel very well in this constantly wet environment. Every day when it rains they grow, a couple hours later they are dry, and then after the next rain they grow again. I wonder if you can eat them. What else do we have here? Bananas, blimbi. Is this a wild banana? Nothing edible I recognize here. I'm sure a lot of the stuff is edible, but I don't know it. Let's not continue this forever. Let's go until the next intersection. A couple papayas in front of this house. Those people like papayas. They have like 10 or 12 papaya plants in the garden, or maybe they just wanted to have something nice and big and green very fast. Papayas grow very fast because there are no trees. It's basically a big herb which can grow much faster than most trees. Here on the corner is a mulberry, two mulberries actually. It's really amazing for me. Mulberries can grow, and this is basically the white mulberry sensulato. It grows from the constantly wet and dry tropical areas where the temperature never drops below 20 or 25 degrees, all the way to Russia. People told me they even grow feral in zone 4. What is this? Very cold, basically places where winter lasts for many months and the snow the frost kills almost all fruit trees, and the white mulberry grows all the way from the equator to this basically more or less almost polar areas. It's amazing. Well, here is something nice. A querson. This is a fruit tree from Latin America, which is quite popular here in Southeast Asia. It can be pretty tasty, although it was very tasty in Cambodia, but here in Indonesia and Malaysia they seem to have a variety which is not that tasty. Oh, what have we got here? No, others are two types of things. I don't know the shrub with these little berries here. I have no idea what it is, but there is a vine growing on it. A vine with yellow flowers and with very beautiful leaves. And the fruits are even more beautiful. Look at that. This is a bitter gourd, one of the small ones, more close to the wild species. This you cannot use as a vegetable. The vegetables, they are much bigger, like 15 centimeters to 30 centimeters sometimes, like half a foot to 1 foot. Those wild ones, I heard that they use them as a medicine. You can also eat the whole plant as long as it's young, as far as I know. Beautiful. Well, folks, so this was, by the way, here On the left, the biggish matoa tree. Very popular in Chinese communities around here. So folks, this was a little bit of light foraging in the suburbs, suburbs which are basically adjacent to the city center of Kuching. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful cat city of Kuching. Kuching literally means cat. And of course, don't forget to wait, no, don't go away yet. Dragon fruit ahead. Yeah, why do I always find interesting things when I want to finish the video? Here, by the way, the matoa, a big matoa tree. Here, a young one. And over there, the dragon fruit. A whole pergola full of dragon fruit. The only cactus that can be grown commercially on a large scale, the only cactus which is being grown commercially on a large scale from deserts to rainforest areas here. Lots of dragon fruit, but no flowers and no fruit right now on it. Well, I think this is the last one. Folks, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful cat city of Kuching. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.